First at 5. From the University of Florida's College of Journalism and Communications, you're watching WUFT News.
Early voting momentum builds with Marion and Putnam counties starting today.
And the number of suspicious packages sent through the mail continues to rise.
Police find more pipe bomb packages addressed to prominent Democrats and critics of President Trump. That's our top story. I'm Meredith Sheldon.
And I'm Abby Murphy. Thanks for joining us. We're finding out more about the makeup of the potentially explosive devices. NBC's Susan McGinnis joins us with the latest. It is still unknown whether the devices were intended to explode or just frighten.
Police in Bartow, Florida say 2 middle school students who claim they're Satanists were planning to attack other students and drink the blood of their victims. Tampa reporter Melissa Mahadeo tells us more about the plot. The students were arrested and charged. The superintendent plans to file for expulsion.
Marion and Putnam counties began early voting today. Alachua and 30 other counties started this Monday, the earliest day allowed, and every county must start by Saturday. Marion County Supervisor of Elections Wesley Wilcox says he's noticed in the past it picks up on Thursday, and not doing this entire first week saves the county about $40,000. Marion County has 9 locations to staff. Alachua County is up to 6 locations this year, and the new location at the Rights Union is costing an extra $30,000. Early voting ends either the Saturday or Sunday before Election Day, but counties in the Panhandle disrupted by Hurricane Michael can also stay open the Monday before Election Day.
The Alachua County Sheriff's Office is emphasizing safe driving practices around area school buses. They're introducing new school bus safety measures after an increase in accidents over the past few weeks. The deputies say they have seen a drastic rise in the number of cars rear-ending school buses. So the Sheriff's Office created Operation Bluebird, which will put deputies in areas where the problems are most dramatic. Alachua County Public School officials say law enforcement will follow buses and hand out tickets to motorists breaking the law.
And what they've been doing is following buses in those particular areas and ticketing people who are violating the law. It's just another way to remind people what the rules are and what the consequences are if you violate those rules.
Every year, Alachua County Public Schools reminds people about proper protocols when passing or driving behind school buses.
Bread of the Mighty is one of the biggest food distributors in the Gainesville area, and it's in the midst of a food shortage. They support well more than 100 agencies connected to the community, serving more than 60,000 people in need. The organization's leaders say food started running low on Monday, which could impact people in need.
Right now we're really low, and we have 180 plus agencies on a regular basis coming in here to get the food.
Right now, Bread of the Mighty Food Bank is looking for canned good and rice donations heading into the winter months, which is their busiest time of year.
Last night, President Trump signed a bill to help fight the opioid epidemic. And this weekend, many police agencies will take part in a prescription roundup program. WUFT's Carla Robena joins us from the newsroom with that part of the story.
This Saturday will be National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day. Local law enforcement is partnering with the Drug Enforcement Administration for its annual Drug Take-Back initiative.
The usual monkey business turned serious this week in Gainesville, but people are now celebrating the safe return of Carly the Capuchin to Jungle Friends Sanctuary. We sent Mary Grace Scully to bond with Carly today.
Well, Abby, during an interview, the Sanctuary founder did say Carly seemed like me, but for people who want their own Carly as a pet or even as a companion or helper, she wishes people would resist that temptation.
Tonight on First at 5, the state is getting ready for recounts in various races.
Plus, a gunman targets college night at a country bar in California, killing a dozen people. Authorities say a troubled veteran staged that attack in Thousand Oaks, California. I'm Sophia Millar.
And I'm Hazley Pittman. People are mourning the gunman's victims, including a respondent sheriff's deputy. NBC's Jennifer Bajorka has the latest.
Florida is preparing for recounts in several races, including the Senate race between Bill Nelson and Rick Scott. Secretary of State Ken Dentzner held a conference call with election supervisors today, reminding everyone the upcoming recount work will be under the microscope of the national media. In the normal tally, the race for governor is now close enough to need a recount. The agricultural commissioner race has flipped, and there are still provisional ballots to deal with. In Alachua County alone, there are 550 provisional ballots to go over tomorrow. For registration and correct precinct issues, people were told to bring in written evidence by 5 p.m. today.
Other Gainesville-only question was about GRU governance. City commissioners will remain in control after 60% of city residents voted against the idea of broader independent oversight. City leaders say they can focus on having cost-effective and sustainable energy and water without outside interference. Gainesville City Commissioner Adrian Hayes Santos says the goal should be 100% clean, sustainable energy.
A couple weeks ago, passed a resolution to move our utility to 100% clean, sustainable energy by 2045. So I think that's one of the biggest things we're focusing on right now is how do we ensure that the energy we are producing is sustainable.
Gainesville currently utilizes 27% renewable energy compared to the state average of only 3%. You know, it's been pretty gloomy and rainy today.
You know, there was a little bit of rain earlier and it seems like it came out of nowhere. Now, Henry Coburn joins us from the Weather Center.
Well, if you take a look outside your window right now, you're probably going to notice some rain, maybe even some lightning and some potentially strong winds. That's what we're seeing across the area. Let me show you a live look at the radar right now.
Tonight on First at 5, Christine Blasey Ford breaks her silence on Capitol Hill as she and Judge Kavanaugh testify before the Senate Judiciary Committee.
And red tide continues to cause issues along the Gulf Coast, including the business community. Coming up on WUFT News First at 5, there's a growing debate about teachers giving zeros for missing assignments. Hear what teachers are saying.
Plus, flu season is almost upon us, and new research has doctors urging people to get vaccinated. Those stories and more coming up after the break.
A change in the weather pattern is in store for next week, but just how low our temperatures going to get, I have that in my full forecast coming up.